Good morning, sports fans. This is Brian Bergner, sports writer and columnist with the Daily Courier. Today we're going to be talking with Johnny O'Bryant. He is a center for the Northern Arizona Suns D-League basketball team here in Prescott Valley. And he is part of our weekly feature series featuring all the Suns on the roster for the D-League team here. And we'll be talking to him about all kinds of things, like how he got started in basketball, where he's from, where he went to college. He was drafted in 2014 by the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA draft in the second round. He was waived eventually by them in June. He was picked up by the Washington Wizards this last fall to enter their training camp and was eventually cut. And a day before the Northern Arizona Suns started their inaugural season on November 12th, the Suns signed him, and he actually scored 18 points and grabbed 11 rebounds in a win over the Iowa Energy. So we finally get a chance to sit with him. We'll be talking with more of the Suns players in the near future. We should have one every week on Fridays in the Daily Courier. We'll be talking with players like Josh Gray, Elijah Millsap, Derek Jones Jr. So look for those. You can find them on dcourier.com and follow me on SportsWriter52 on Twitter. So without further ado, here's Johnny O'Bryant. Talk about your experience here so far and how it's been.
It's been good, man. I love the guys. Coach Ty is actually one of the coolest coaches that I've ever played for, man. I think all the guys love him. The staff is great. The city has been good. Crowd has been good at the game. So, I like it here a lot, man. I think it's one of those things that we're building something for the future, and I think, it's something that the fans will love.
Why did you decide to sign with the Northern Arizona Suns?
It was just one of those things. The Phoenix Suns were one of the first people to reach out right after Milwaukee waived me, and they said they really liked me a lot. Actually wanted me to go to training camp. I just thought the Wizards had a better situation, and then they were calling a lot, during the Wizards camp just to see how things were going, and then after the things didn't work out there, they said I can come here and be a focal point of the D-League team since I missed training camp, and I didn't want to go overseas, so I thought it was a good idea. So,
talk about your experience in the NBA the first 2 years, getting drafted by the Bucks, and you definitely got some PT for them. What was that like, being at the show?
It was incredible, man. I think my first year, Jabari Parker tore his ACL, so I got a chance to play a whole lot as a rookie, and then my sophomore year I started the season off, starting a couple games. So, it was, overall a great experience. So,
talk about your time in college. Going from high school to college. Picking LSU. What was that recruiting process like for you? I mean, if you went to LSU, I'm sure there were plenty of other D1 schools looking at you.
Definitely, man. I actually was a All-American, so I got a chance to just visit some top schools, and I liked LSU. I think when I went there, they made it feel like home for me and my family, so that's why I chose it.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but were you a McDonald's All-American?
Yes.
Talk about that experience. I mean, you've only got a couple dozen kids that are selected every year as a McDonald's All-American. It's a pretty high honor. What was that whole experience like? Not only finding out that you were going to be on the team, but then playing in that game and whatnot.
It was it was definitely a surreal moment. I'm from a very small town, and things like that don't happen a lot. So it was definitely a proud moment for me, my family, and my city. So it's one of those things that I look back on, I can say I'm proud of. Finally,
Johnny, talk about if you had a piece of advice to give a youngster in Prescott Valley that has NBA aspirations, what would you tell them?
I would just tell them believe in yourself. By all means, it's definitely something you're going to need. Not just in basketball, but in life in general. Belief in yourself and in God, and you can pretty much do anything you want. So.